Hello, I'm an English beginner. I'm trying to use AI to learn English to improve my English, so I asked Gemini, could you give me a complete English grammar outline to learn commonly used grammar? So he gave me a big English grammar outline. Then I let her convert this outline to a to-do list by Markdown, so I can copy this Markdown to my Notion. And I check this Markdown file to step-by-step learn English grammar. Let's do it. First of all, it's part of speech. I'll ask Gemini, what is this part of speech? Nouns. Hello, Gemini. Can you explain nouns?
Nouns are words that name people, like teacher, John, friend; places, like school, London, kitchen; things, like book, computer, Apple; ideas, like happiness, freedom, dream.
I want he correct my mistake, so I'll tell he, you forgot to correct my mistake. He said,
You are right. I missed correcting your sentence last time. I will make sure to do that. Here's about your last sentence. You wrote, Hello Gemini, can you explain nouns, words for people, places, things, or ideas? A more common way to write this is, Hello Gemini, can you explain words for people, places, things, or ideas? Or, Hello Gemini, can you explain nouns? Are they words for people, places, things, or ideas? What was the mistake? In your sentence, nouns was capitalized. Usually, words like nouns, which are common nouns, are written with a small letter, lowercase, when they are in the middle of a sentence. We use a capital letter if it starts a sentence or is part of a special name, like a title of a book. My last answer explained nouns using your definition, words for people, places, things, or ideas. I hope that explanation was clear.
I have two mistakes. Nouns was capitalized. What's this?
Nouns was
Capitalized. Yes, I'm copied that.
we use a capital letter if it starts a sentence or is part of a special name like a title of a book. We use a capital letter if it starts a sentence or is part of a special name like a title of a book.
Can you explain nouns more detail?
I can explain nouns in more detail. First, let's look at your sentence. You wrote, Can you explain nouns more detail? A good way to write this is, Can you explain nouns in more detail? Mistake. You missed the small word, in. We often say, in or in more detail, when we want more information. Now, let's talk more about nouns.
We often say, or in more detail when we want more information. I said, can you explain nouns more detail? So I missed a in. I won't write this to my Notion. We often say in detail or in more detail.
Remember, nouns are words for people, places, things, or ideas. Here are more details about nouns. Common nouns and proper nouns. Common nouns. These are general names for people, places, things, or ideas. They start with a small letter unless they begin a sentence. Examples, man, city, book, happiness. Proper nouns. These are specific names for particular people, places, or things. They always start with a capital letter. Examples, Mr. Smith, person, London, place, iPhone, thing. 2.
We have two types of nouns, common nouns and proper nouns. Proper nouns always start with a capital letter.
Concrete nouns and abstract nouns. Concrete nouns. These are nouns you can see, touch, hear, smell, or taste. Table, you can touch and see it. Music, you can hear it. Flower, you can see and smell it. Abstract nouns. These are nouns for ideas, feelings, qualities, or states. You cannot usually touch or see them. Examples, love, idea, courage, dream.
Another type is concrete nouns, that what I can touch. Abstract nouns, these are nouns for idea, feelings, Qualities states I can't touch them.
3. Countable nouns and countable nouns, or count nouns. These are nouns that you can count. They can be singular, one, or plural, more than one. Examples: 1 apple, 2 apples. 3 chairs. Uncountable nouns, or mass nouns. These are nouns that you usually cannot count as individual items. They often refer to substances, concepts, or collections. You don't usually use a, in, or a number directly before them without a unit of measure. Examples: water. You can't say 2 waters, but 2 glasses of water. Rice. Information, music, advice.
Then we have countable nouns. And countable nouns, we can calculate these: 1 apple, 2 apples, 1 chair, 3 chairs. Uncountable nouns, what these mean? Individual. Cannot count as an individual item. And I don't usually use a, an, or number director before them. I can't say 2 waters, but 2 glasses of water. Next.
4. Collective nouns. These are nouns that name a group of people, animals, or things as one unit. Examples: team, a group of players; family, a group of related people; flock, a group of birds; audience, a group of listeners. 5.
Connective nouns. Group of people, animals, or things as a one unit. A group of players. A group of listeners. A group of players is team, family, flock. I think a group of water is river or ocean.
Nouns can be singular or plural. Singular nouns mean only one. Example: cat, house, child. Plural nouns mean more than one. Many nouns add s or
Nouns can be singular or plural. What's this mean? Singular nouns, plural nouns. Cat, house.
s. Some change in other ways. Examples: cats, houses, children, from child; mice, from mouse. 6. What nouns do in sentences. Their job. Nouns have different jobs in a sentence. For example, they can be the subject, the person or thing doing the action. The dog barks.
What nouns do in the sentence? Nouns have a different job in sentence. For example, they can be subject. The dog is a subject. They can be the object. She reads book. The cat is on the mat. Mat is object of on. What's mean mat?
Dog is the subject. They can be the object, the person or thing receiving the action or involved with a preposition. She reads a book. Book is the object of reads. The cat is on the mat. Mat is the object of on. I hope this gives you a more detailed understanding of nouns.
Thank you. Now I have a summary about nouns. The nouns can connect by common nouns and property nouns, or concrete nouns and abstract nouns, and countable nouns and uncountable nouns. There are another type is connective nouns, and nouns can be singular and plural. Nouns can do in sentence as a subject or an object. Is that right?
It's great that you're making a summary. This helps you learn. Let's look at what you wrote. First, a small correction to your first sentence. You wrote, "Thank you, now I have a summarize about nouns." A good way to say this is, "Thank you, now I have about nouns."
Thank you. Now I have a summary about nouns. Now I have a summary about nouns. I use summarize. Okay. Summarize is an action word. I summarize the book. So I need use a nouns like summary. I have a summary.
Mistake. Summarize is an action word, a verb, like I summarize the book. When you talk about the thing itself, the short version, the word is summary, a noun. Now, let's look at your summary points about nouns. You mentioned, the nouns can connect by commands and the property, noun or concrete, noun and abstract nouns and countable nouns and uncountable nouns.
I said that.
Here's a clearer way to think about it. Nouns are grouped or classified by their features. You call this property, which is good. The types you listed are mostly correct. Perhaps commands was a slight mix-up for common nouns.
Me.
So, yes, important types of nouns include common nouns, like cat, city, and proper nouns, like fluffy, Paris. Concrete nouns, like table, apple. Abstract nouns, like love, idea. Countable nouns, like book, books. Uncountable nouns, like water, rice. You also said, they are not typed as connective nouns. I did mention collective nouns, like team, family. These are a type of noun. Connective nouns is not a standard type of noun in the way we have been discussing the others. Maybe there was a small mix-up with the word collective.
Collective nouns is not a standard type of nouns. Mix up with the word connective.
Then you mentioned, and nouns can be singular and a pair of nouns. This is right. Nouns can be singular, meaning one, like cat. And they can be plural, meaning more than one, like cats. Not
The word is plural.
para. And finally, can do in sentence as a subject or a object. Yes, this is absolutely right. Nouns can be the subject of a sentence, who or what does the action, or the object, who or what receives the action or is part of a prepositional phrase. So, you have understood many important things about nouns. Just a few small word clarifications. Keep up the great work summarizing.
Is my pronunciation make a mistake? And thank you for you explain the nouns about common nouns, proper nouns, countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. I knew about this, so I checked it. Let's listen what he said.
It's possible that pronunciation could lead to some word mix-ups when typing or speaking. That's perfectly okay, and it's good that you're thinking about how you communicate. Let's look at your sentence. You wrote, I think is my pronunciation make a mistake. And thank you for you explain. A clearer way to say this is, I think the mistake was because of my pronunciation. And thank you for your explanation. Mistake.
I think the mistake was because of my pronunciation. What because of? I said I think my pronunciation make a mistake. So the clear way to say it is I think the mistake was because of my pronunciation. I need to write this.
Mistakes and corrections. Is my pronunciation make a mistake can be simplified to the mistake was because of my pronunciation, or my pronunciation caused the mistake. For you explain should be for your explanation. Here, explanation is the noun, the thing you are thanking me for, or for explaining.
Explanation is a noun for explain.
You're welcome. I'm happy to help explain things.
I write this. Explanation is a noun, and I use for explaining to understand. That's all. Thank you.